Psalm 10, verses 11 and 12. He says in his heart, God has forgotten. He has hidden his face. He will never see it. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift your hand, forget not the afflicted. The psalmist considered the ways of the ungodly in light of his own feeling of being forsaken and has turned to God and requested action. Instead of grumbling or forsaking God, we need to turn to God with all our heart and tell him what we see and what we want. We see the psalmist being more proactive with the Lord than we are with God. Many times, when we see the wicked and cannot understand how they are allowed to continue in their arrogance, prosperity, false security, wild speech, and violence, we become frustrated ourselves. But we forget to tell God about it and ask Him to do something about it. We are in a helpless condition, but God can do something. We can ask for God's intervention like the psalmist. I hope that we also see that no matter what we are feeling or what we are experiencing, we need to always turn to the Lord first. In times of trouble and suffering, turn to the Lord first. In times of joy and victory, turn to the Lord first. In times of frustration and confusion, turn to the Lord first. The first step we take is so important for us and show where our faith lies. The second part is that we must understand that God sees all that is going on. Why would anyone say to himself that he will not be held accountable by God? It is very foolish belief. Psalm 14, verses 11 and 2 reads, For we will all stand before God's judgment seat. It is written, As surely as I live, says Lord, every knee will bow before me, every tongue will confess to God. So then each of us will give an account of himself to God. God sees the trouble and grief of every individual. He knows who is the oppressor and who is the victim. To believe that God is not going to act against evil deeds is to be deceived. The arm of the wicked and the evil man will be broken. This is a significant statement that we may too easily pass over. The arm is used throughout the scriptures as a symbol of power. The easiest way to know this image is when God says to Moses, Is the Lord's arm short? Numbers 11:23. The arm represents power. Therefore, the power of the wicked will be broken by God. Their power is not greater than God. The plans of the ungodly will never overcome or thwart the purposes of God. Psalm 75, verse 10 reads, All the horns of the wicked I will cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be lifted up. Psalm 33, verse 10, The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He frustrates the plans of the peoples. Verse 11, The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Can you trust his word and the power of his mighty arm? Be blessed.